It's, yeah. Yeah. And, I mean, I'm still covering a lot of Nintendo stuff that comes out, considering that's what I've done a lot of on this channel. But I'm kind of moving past the point where I pick up everything with Nintendo's name to showcase on the channel. Like, just last month, I didn't do a playthrough of Drag X Drive. I didn't pick up that game. So, I'm kind of past the point where it's like, if it's a new Nintendo game coming out, I'm picking it up and covering it on the channel. Like, I'll cover some of the main things, or things like this that are additional content to an existing playthrough that I have, you know? Since I've already done Kirby in the Forgotten Land, may as well see what else is going on here to truly consider my Kirby in the Forgotten Land playthrough complete, I guess. But, yeah, I can't get everything anymore. I can't afford to get everything anymore anyway. And it's certainly something. And even with something like this, I paid $30 for this Nintendo Switch 2 edition and Star-Crossed Worlds. When all that's in this, in addition to, like, the enhanced graphics where I can't tell the difference because it's been so long, I'm sure if I played these back-to-back, I'd be able to see the difference. 60 FPS I can clearly see, and, you know, that's always nice. I do like being able to play at 60 FPS. But apart from those enhancements, the actual content is 12 new levels. Like, these levels are good, I like them. Like, they're good fun. It's not like they're bad levels by any means. But if I'm paying $30 and all I'm getting is 12 new levels and that's it, it's like, huh. For $30, there's better things that I could have spent my money on, like Hollow Knight Silk Song, for example. I heard that was $20 in the US, so I assume it's $30 here. I haven't checked. But I assume that this DLC is $20 in the US, since it was $30 here. I've heard the Hollow Knight Silk Song is $20, so presumably $30 here. So yeah, presumably, for the price of this DLC, you could just buy something like Hollow Knight Silk Song. Or other indie games, like I recently played Dark Deity 2, and it was really good and actually had a lot of things in it that I wish that modern Fire Emblem games would have. Like, it actually did a decent bit of reinventing the wheel compared to FE-style gameplay that I'm used to from those games, like with the whole mana system that that game had as a resource to strategize around that I really, really enjoyed. Oi, Mr. Dude, get on out of here. So when the big corporation is charging you these kinds of prices for, you know, a very meager amount of content, even if that content is good, it just being, like, not necessarily worth the price when you're not getting that much bang for your buck, when you can get alternatives for same or cheaper price and get a lot more bang for your buck, then it's like, huh, is this really worth it, per se, you know? Gosh dang it, is what I'm thinking here. And what I'll probably be talking about a decent bit once I beat this. Because, yeah. Yeah, thanks for increasing video game prices across the board, President Trump. Yep. Yeah. Considering that's all gonna affect the Americas as a whole. Considering, I don't know if it's the same for other companies. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the case, just because it seems like something that would be easy go to. But for Nintendo, as I found out when I was doing research for that video essay, all Nintendo games are going through the States to be packaged anyway. So even us here in Canada are paying tariffs. So who knows, maybe after the Trump presidency, maybe Nintendo Switch 1 games will go back to being $80 a year. Though, I feel like they probably won't, because Nintendo will have established the precedent that the Switch 1 games are $85 now. And, like, again, if you're gonna increase the price on new games, fine, like, whatever, I guess. But games that have already been out for however many years, you know, most game companies mark down their games after they've been out for so long. Like, for example, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out last year, and it was a $90, I think you look on Steam, it's like $93 on Steam, but I think the retail price here was $89.99 if you go buy it in the store, something like that, because it just translated over whatever price it was in USD. But it was a $93 game, I'm pretty sure here, so it's a little bit on the pricier end. It was like Tears of the Kingdom kind of pricier end already. But it's been out for a little bit over a year now. And it seems like just recently, its regular retail price has changed from $90 Canadian or 93 to, I think it's $60 I saw it was recently. And I don't think that's updated on Steam yet. I was checking Steam out of curiosity, and it seems like that hasn't updated yet. But it seems like a lot of retailers have recently updated their prices to $60 Canadian. And there was like a big Square Enix sale that was going on that marked it down for $45. It was like 25% off. It said like normally $60, now $45, it's 25% off. So in preparation for me to play like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth next year, I decided to go pick that up then because I was picking up at basically half price / slightly better than half price at that point. So this game that had been like $90, $93 for the past while is now like 45, maybe 60 at standard and 45 on sale. And like, I thought, you know, that's a pretty good price. The game's been out for a little bit over the year. The prices are looking pretty cheap. That's pretty good. So I bought Final Fantasy VII Rebirth just a couple weeks ago. And I feel pretty good about that purchase. Like, that was pretty good there. I appreciate the gifted sub there, an anonymous gifter, Politico Stefan. Welcome back into the friggin'... You've heard my shtick before. I'm blanking on it because I've got different games on the mind. So, also, that's another example then, is for $30, I could buy this, but for $45, so for just $15 more, an extra 15% on the price of this DLC of 12 levels, I could just straight up buy Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, one of the biggest games of last year. Like, so is this really worth it per se? But anyway, the point that I was trying to make there that I got a little bit sidetracked on was that other game manufacturers, as their game has been out for a while, they generally mark down the price, hence me being able to find Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for a really cheap, really fair price. Like that, I will gladly pay a price like $45 for that. That's pretty good. Or maybe I'll play the game and I'll find out that it's terrible or something like that, and then I'll change my mind about that and be like, man, this game is crap. But at face value, you know, that's pretty good. Whereas there's Nintendo, meanwhile, that looks at their pre-existing games and are like, this has been out for the past anywhere from 1 to 8 years. Let's increase the price by $5 across the board. And I mean, sure, like, you wouldn't be making as much revenue because of the whole tariff situation going on. But these games have been out for, like, anywhere from 1 to 8 years! Like, the prices should be going down after that much time. It shouldn't be that much of a fuss that you're not making as much revenue off of an 8-year-old game. It's 8 years old! The expectation is that you're not making as much revenue off of it anymore. Then the price should be going down. But Nintendo has to be the way for it! Gosh dang it, man. But yeah, I missed a whole bunch of stuff here while I've been rambling here. The difference between 1080p and 1440p is often difficult to see, but the biggest visual difference in this upgrade is the background creatures no longer move at 15 FPS. Yeah, I did notice when I was coming into this level, one of those like bonker monkey dudes was at a little bit lower FPS in the background compared to stuff in the foreground, so it seems like Dudos in the background being at lower FPS is still a thing. But yeah, now that you mention that, I do remember it being like jarring just how like slow they were in the background before, and it's definitely not like that anymore. Maybe they're 30 at... No, I think he was less than 30 FPS in the background. Maybe he was 20. I'm gonna have to have a look-see at my footage again later to see. But there was definitely one of those bonkers that was a little bit slower. Or not bonkers, but bonker has a little bit of a different look in Kirby games. I don't remember here. But yeah. The Americas, he said that as if the Americas are like a family group or something. Well, by the Americas, I mean like North and South America. All the Nintendo games that go across North and South America go through the US first to be packaged. So Across World DLC worth more if you don't have the Switch 1 edition. $20 update and new console isn't a good value proposition. Remember, Bowser said variable pricing. They control the variable. Yeah. And he said like variable pricing based on the value we think you're gonna get out of this game. So Mario Kart World is more expensive than Donkey Kong Bonanza because we think you're just gonna get like so much more playtime and value out of this game. And it's like, well, that's just a very blanket excuse to say we're gonna charge whatever we feel like charging you for whatever given game. Like, but yeah, let's just see here. So what you want about Star Allies, but putting heroes in another dimension and Soul Meter EX being free update is more customer friendly. Yeah, agreed there. Back when games are $60, it's easier to review them due to standard value proposition, but now 70-80 makes pricing go into the calculation. And yeah, with there also just being like, yeah, this kind of variable pricing where it's like, instead of all games being the same price, them all being different depending on what it is, it's like, I don't know about that. Like, I don't mind variable pricing in the sense of like, Mario vs. Donkey Kong remake on the Switch being cheaper than a full-price $80 game. I feel like it should have still been cheaper than it was at $65 Canadian, so only $15 off the 80. Or something like Princess Peach Showtime, which was full price but should have been something lesser. Like, I'm fine with there being like a standard full price, and then like Nintendo's smaller games or something like, instead of $80 Canadian, they're like 40 or 45 or something like that. I don't know. Like the price I bought Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for, you know? Just have like a standard full game price and a standard kind of cheaper game price. Or that can be a decent bit variable. But to have it be that nobody really knows what full price truly is anymore, Like, is it 70 or 80 USD? Or here in Canada, is it $100 or is it $110? Or $115 depending on the game, because I think there's some Switch 2 games that are 115, whereas Mario Kart World was 110 here. And what the heck is the deal with Switch 1 games that are going up by $5? Like, it really feels like the price surge is kind of becoming whatever they need to be. And I'm sure that a factor of that is definitely tariffs, because again, like, all these games are going through the US to become packaged before they go across the Americas. My friend Finn, when he was here visiting for the month of August, he was saying that apparently this stuff is even more expensive in Europe right now, especially considering like the whole craziness that's going on in Europe with like energy prices and what a major chunk of his current housing costs are just purely going towards energy. I forget what percentage he told me, but it was a... Wow, I've been talking to myself this whole time. I appreciate the heads up there. Yeah, I'll just start from where I was at the beginning of talking about this again. My computer hard froze. I was in the middle of rambling there, and then I asked where'd my audio go, because I was continuing to play the game, and then I looked over and my entire computer was frozen. So it was a complete hard freeze, which has been happening once per stream for the past like week here that happens, and then I have to hold the power button on my computer to reboot it, and then I boot it back up again here. Now there's a few things that I have to open back up again on my computer to get things properly underway. Some things I forgot to open the last time this happened. I don't know why this has been happening so much lately. It used to only happen at LAN events, and it made me wonder if like my computer was overheating or something like that with all sorts of other computers around. But that it hadn't happened for quite a long time, even at LAN events. The last time it really happened at a LAN event was, I think, Jan LAN. Guzma can attest to that. He was with me at that Jan LAN and saw me going crazy over, why is my computer hard freezing? I think that was the last LAN event that it really happened at. But now it's been happening here, so I thought that maybe it was a thing with like my new encoding settings that I put in. So literally right before this stream started, I switched to CPU encoding. So instead of encoding the stream with my GPU to stream, I switched to encoding with my CPU. And I thought like, okay, well, maybe there's something weird going on with my GPU. Let's go ahead and go back to encoding with my CPU the way that was before. Well, that is not the problem then, it would seem. It would seem there is something else going wrong here that is not related to my CPU, my GPU, or my computer potentially overheating like at LAN events here. And I have like extra fans installed and all sorts of stuff there, so something is going on here, and I'm going to have to troubleshoot that at some point, because it's really only been the past week, but it's been happening once per stream. Do I not have audio? Oh, here we go. So you might not have seen it during the previous Kirby and the Forgotten Land streams, because I mean like once per stream in terms of if I'm streaming multiple games. Like I play Kirby and the Forgotten Land, then I switch to something else like Metal Gear afterwards. Or, well, I guess it did happen during the very first Starcrossed World stream. It's literally how stream 1 ended, is my computer froze, and then I was like, you know what, I'm too tired, I'm just going right to bed, instead of fully restarting here. That was literally how stream 1 ended. So you did see it earlier in the series. So I don't know why that's been going on lately. I gotta get that sorted out. It's kind of awful. Anyway, the thing I was talking about was the Switch 2 prices there. And I was mentioning how my friend Finn from Germany, I don't know where I got cut off from, so I'm just going to start at relative beginning with this, where when he was here visiting for the month of August, he was telling me that prices are even worse over in Europe right now, especially considering like energy prices and just everything going up. I forget what percentage it was, but it was some absolutely absurd percent he had told me he was paying for in terms of electricity for his total housing costs. Like, just energy alone makes up a very substantial portion of his total housing costs right now with the way that is over in Europe, what with the whole, you know, Russian invasion of Ukraine and all that, and energy infrastructure needing to get, like, sorted out with European countries needing to figure out how to become more independent and all that craziness. So while he was here, he was actually debating about buying a Switch 2 here and then bringing it back home to Germany, because apparently the Switch 2s here are, like, $40 or $50 cheaper than in Germany by comparison when you translate the currencies over. So yeah, pretty substantial difference. He ended up not doing so because it felt like it wasn't worth the trouble and would probably have to pay a whole bunch of like extra fees bringing something like that in at home, and then it would cancel itself out anyway, so it wouldn't really be worthwhile to do. But it's craziness. So apparently the prices there are getting even crazier with all sorts of things. Alright, well, I haven't missed any ones yet. Hidden story, wow! But yeah, happy before you came back, only been happy once I got back. It's just been the past week here. Has been the case. Whoops. It's... What? At least it's not OBS crashing there. Usually when I hear that sound, it usually means that my stream disconnected because my internet went down. And by the time that I switch over here, I don't see the alert because I'm using my main monitor. Is there a way that you can bring up recent notifications? Java update available. Okay, that's probably all that is. I was about to say, if my computer died again, I heard that sound and I got a little panic attack. Nintendo might have bricked his console for scamming them out of $30. What do you mean scamming them out of $30? I bought this fair and square. Do you mean like not absolutely praising the heck out of their $30 product here? What you mean? Here, this away we go. Yoink, grab the thing. Yeah, if there was stuff said in the chat there, I might have missed it before. Even on the Switch 2, you do see some popping for this expansion. Yeah, a little bit of popping and definitely some FPS drops for some of the farther dudes. But definitely not as bad as it was before. Nintendo ninjas are listening. By him buying one in the US, then taking it to Germany. Oh, he was proposing buying one in Canada here, and then taking it to Germany. We never went to the US during his time here. Though we did go to BC. Another thing that I was talking about during the last stream. Here, look, there's some foods and stuff, so we'll go ahead and grab this. Sweet. But yeah, Canada, whatever. I'm stupid. Don't worry about it. And yeah, the Nintendo ninjas wouldn't be bricking my console, because, like, even when my computer froze, the game kept running just fine. I kept playing that boss battle for a little bit while I was rambling before I asked where my audio went. And then I looked over and saw that my computer was frozen. So my console here is just fine. But, this is my computer that the Nintendo ninjas are breaking. But yeah, they, maybe the Nintendo ninjas would brick, Finn's console if he bought one here and brought it over. Ooh, look, there's this. Maybe that would be the case. But I don't know that they'd necessarily be scammed out of $30 per se. I'm sure that the prices in different regions are the way that they are, not because they want to, they very specifically want to make more money in Europe. Like, I don't think that that would be the case. It probably has to do with just, like, ever-increasing prices there, and... Wow. Oh, I have to fully charge that up there. This is what I'm gonna have to do. Come on. Pew, pew, pew. I'm sure with all the other costs incurred across the whole process there that they'd probably be making about the same revenue across regions. Most likely. I mean, consoles in general isn't really something that you make money on, per se. Just in general. Can I move while I'm charging this up? Nah, not really. Oh, I was hoping that wouldn't reach me while I was charging up there. Scam is the word Nintendo would use to their lawyers. It totally would be, wouldn't it? Nintendo ninjas want your head for playing Pal World. They probably do, don't they? Pal World is one of the few games that I played on my own time after covering a little bit of it on stream. Like, not for any grind, but just purely to play it for fun because it seemed like fun. And I played a little bit of it on my own time while I was out of town. At one point on my laptop, and I had fun doing so. More fun than any Pokemon game I've played for a long time. Wah. Nom nom. Any mainline Pokemon game, at least. Of course, I would say something like Rescue Team DX is more fun than it, because I've got some Mystery Dungeon bias and nostalgia. You know? So, obviously. Big Pew. Get lots of damage that way. Get away from me, Tornado. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah. Gotta remember how to play this game. $30 price does seem questionable, though obviously it seems like a great deal compared to the Jamboree Switch 2 edition. That is true, too. Like, the Jamboree Switch 2 edition is like... If you want to throw away $30 that badly, like, hey, I can give you my my PayPal information. if you really want to see $30 vanish. You know? Like, there are many better uses for it. Like, instead of buying... the Kirby and the Forgotten Lands Starcross Worlds and the Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 expansion. Rather than buying those two things together, I could have bought Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and still had $15 to spare to start investing towards, like, I don't know, Silk Song or something. Like, there's so many better things you can get. Okay, let's go here. Yeah! How's it going, Anima? The America fuck yeah redemption. As we're kind of talking about that a little bit. But yeah, I could have bought in Final Fantasy, or bought. I don't know what words are apparently. This away. I could have bought Final Fantasy VII Rebirth while it wasn't on sale. Now that $60 seems to be the new standard price. So if it's not on sale and just its new full price, since the new full price has been decreased since it's been out for over a year, I could have just bought FF7 Rebirth instead of this and the, gosh dang it, and the Mario Party Jamboree thing. Which is more worth, FF7 Rebirth or 12 levels of Kirby and a couple microphone and camera mini games if you have a camera for it, Mario Jamboree, and what else was in it? Some mouse mini games and a couple new game modes that could have just been in the game at launch or as a free update. It's not even new game modes, it's just new rule sets for regular Mario Party mode. Is all it is. I shouldn't call it new game modes. That makes it sound like it's so much better than it is. Like, which one is realistically worth? Whee! Thought people hated the Mario Party DLC. That's what I'm saying. It's like, for the price of the Mario Party DLC plus this DLC of 12 levels, I could have just bought something like FF7 Rebirth. Like... Oi. Pew-pew-pew. Oh, maybe I should just slam down on these guys. Like, is the value of this additional content stuff Nintendo's putting out really worth it? That is the wrong button, but I lived anyway because I'm so good at video games. Wow. Whoa. Oh my. Okay. Well. This away. Oh, there's a thing. I should hit said thing. Oh. Ugh. Oh my god, that was close. I've got all the hidden ones except for the first one. Oh my god, don't kill me. Hey look, ice cream. Yoink. But yeah. Like at that camera when you can grab a Samsung camera? Can you plug a... Does Samsung make cameras that you can plug into the Switch too? Whoa. Ah. Dang it. Okay, let's be a lot more on top of this time. Oh my. Well, so much for being on top of it. Oh my god. So scary. I'm not even at the end yet. I took off like half my health. I am at the end yet. Oh, thank goodness, because that was a little scary. But yeah, let's just see here. The boosted stuff going on there. Any USB camera should work. This one doesn't. I tried. But it could also be because this is like a fancy camera that has like the two motors that let it follow me in track and stuff like that. So maybe something like that wouldn't quite cut it. I need to plug it in through USB-C onto the Switch 2. And my other camera here just plugs in by a regular USB. So maybe I can get a USB to USB-C adapter and then plug it in. And I have thought about looking into that. And I'm going to be honest, I kind of forgot. But yeah, why would you do that? Nintendo would brick your console for a third party. What? You plug in a third party camera and the Nintendo bricks your console? Don't step out of line or else we'll brick your Switch too. Well, defeat the Galactal without taking damage. Cleared in wild mode. I don't know what that is. Like, was there a difficulty mode that I set on this save file at the beginning of the game? I forgot to switch my layout to the... Oh, my Stream Deck stuff isn't working right now. Why is it not working right now? What the heck? This happened the last time my computer restarted too. I think. Can it not connect to OBS? Maybe it just can't connect to OBS when I use safe mode. That's probably what it is. After OBS froze there, and then I restarted my computer, and it was like, OBS ran into a problem and crashed. Would you like to run in safe mode this time? I clicked run in safe mode, and I guess maybe that means that my buttons don't work. This one says that it works. Oh, no, it doesn't work. All right, I'll manually click onto this layout, I guess. But yeah. What's the point of those objectives? You can collect more starries, which are like the main collectible in the game. Like Waddle Dees are in the main game. And you have to get so many to beat it, as I found out. Based on Nintendo's past practice, I was expecting this DLC to go on sale to $20 Canadian at some point, but never lower than that. I'll probably buy it then. Yeah, that's probably the lowest it'll go. It has been discovered that the USB-C ports on the Switch 2 don't actually use the standard USB communication protocols. They're standardized ports, but communicate with proprietary protocols. It bypasses the EU standardization ports regulation in ways Apple didn't even think of. Leave it to Nintendo to do something like that, then I guess. Galactal. The evil meteor from the far reaches of the galaxy created the Galactyl from its own body to act on its behalf and eradicate the stars that sealed it away, sending them off to the various regions of the planet. Finding Kirby a threat, the meteor commanded Galactyl to attack on sight. Wow, Lost Staries. These children of a mysterious twinkling planet have the power to contain the evil meteor. In the distant past, they traveled through time, crossed the galaxy, and discovered a planet-destroying meteor. They became planet protectors, turning themselves to crystal to seal away the meteor. Yeah, so we gotta stop a meteor from destroying the planet. So we gotta free all these Staries. This is basically the plot of Final Fantasy VII. Sidemouth Kirby. Kirby gained the powerful mouthful mode ability after he flew through a mysterious vortex. When he finds a sign in an area where meteors have fallen and stuffs it in his mouth, he can slide around in the shape of a board. He moves along, kicking up snow and sand, and he can pick up speed with spin tackles. Alright, we out of here. Well, but yeah, stuff with the Switch 2 so far has been kind of craziness. The thing that pisses me off the most is the whole game keycard situation, but I've already rambled about that previously during Kirby and that. Gosh dang it, man! Previously during this very playthrough, so I don't need to go over that again. So enough Staries to complete the seal. Let's go save more Staries. Oh my god, how many do I have? 77. Oh, man. Gosh. I don't know, man. Is there one that I'm missing a lot on? Missing 5 on that one. Missing 3 on that one. Guess I could always go to that one or something. I'm missing a whole bunch on this one. I could probably gather them through there. Tell you what. I'm gonna put it to a vote here. Is what I'm gonna do. Do we want to switch games to something else? Either Metal Gear Solid Delta or Bloodborne? Or do we want to just go collect more Staries on stream here, go through this level like once or twice to collect the Staries that I need, and then just beat the final boss tonight? If we switch games right now, then I'll have to beat the final boss another night. And, collect some Staries on my own time. And just going across levels I've already been to and collecting the other Staries that I need probably isn't the most entertaining thing. So, let's see what the preference is. I'll go whichever way has more. For now, let's say between different game or continue this game, and then if different game wins, then we can vote between Metal Gear or Bloodborne. How about something like that? By the way, I still love that post that Azure had posted where they had a server about it and 3 hours later shut it down. After that post, I died laughing. Wait, the what now? Is this something that I saw and then I forgot? Nintendo is a very good reason to join the Clippy movement. They are. Kirby's Return to Dreamland did it better when it comes to progression. I don't remember how that game handled it, but I don't remember it locking me out of things, so I can agree. I know I did a full playthrough of it on this channel, but I don't remember here. If nobody else has any other preference, then we'll probably gravitate towards different game, and then sometime on my own time, I'll just go and collect 3 Staries off stream, and then presumably I can go in and do the final boss. So, that sucks, man. You're telling me that there's 120 total to 100% the game, but it's mandatory to collect at least 80 to beat it at all? Like, I don't really like it when games do that. Like, just essentially put in mandatory padding just to extend the playtime. Like, have that stuff there for those that do want to 100% the game, but don't make a certain amount of it required just for those that want to casually play through and just experience the levels as is. I think the worst aggressor of that I've ever played was Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torn of the Golden Country, which just forces you to do like 60-70%, something like that, of the side quests in the whole game to be able to complete the story. It's ridiculous. It's like, oh, before we can deal with Malos, we gotta go around the world doing almost all the side quests that are available right now. Like, I always think about that game when it comes to worst aggressors. But, man, I guess because this only has 12 levels, they had to extend the playtime some way. Or Nintendo made a survey for virtual cards and physical cartridge. Oh yeah, I remember that there. I'm assuming that people mass vote on physical and they shut down the survey. Okay, I don't remember if I saw a post about it being shut down, or maybe I didn't, I forgot. But I do remember hearing about the survey now. Yeah, Kirby Return to Dreamland, so you have to collect Dream Gears, but here, you have to do challenges to continue? Yeah, essentially. So, there are extra ones along the way, so anytime you clear a stage, you get 3, but there's always multiple ones that are just hidden throughout the level, so you have to search for them or do challenges during the level to get them. So that's the first one underneath clear the stage, is save the hidden stars. And then you have challenges for like individual other ones. And it doesn't actually tell you what all the challenges are at first. How it works is it'll tell you what another challenge is. Like, I think that all of them are mysteries at first. Or no, it's like one of them it tells you the first time you play, but the second two are like question marks. And if you do a challenge without it telling you what it is, then of course it tells you what it is and says that you collected a star for it. Or anytime you beat the level without having revealed one, then it reveals at least, or anytime you beat a level, it reveals another question mark one. So if I played this level one more time without doing any of those things, it would tell me what the last question mark one was. So it kind of wants you to play them a few times and get to know stuff. So yeah, you kind of have to get hidden stars or do challenges along the way. Do a poll. Oh yeah, I can literally do a poll here. Manage poll. Here, new poll. What game should we play now? Here, I'll put Kirby in the Forgotten Land on it. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Oh, I can't. It doesn't let me type in that much. Alright, let's do Kirby Star-Crossed Worlds. Or Star-Crossed World. I keep on thinking it's Star-Crossed Worlds. And then we'll do friggin' Metal Gear Solid Triangle, we're gonna call it, because that's basically what it is. Bloodborne. Screw it, fourth option. I don't really want to. I doubt anyone wants to see it, but I'll put it on there. More Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And do I want to put on undisclosed fifth option? If I do that, a bunch of people are going to vote for it. It's going to win, and then I don't know what to do, and then I don't have an actual answer on any of the things that are actually ongoing right now, so I probably shouldn't do that. Probably not a good idea. Let's have the duration be 2 minutes. I'll not allow additional votes with channel points. 2 minutes. Here's the poll. Here. We have 4 potential options for what video game we can play now. Let's see what goes on. You have 2 minutes to decide for what game we should play. No, we didn't finish the boss. The game locked me out. I have to go around collecting more stars before I can do the final boss. So, we're doing a poll now for if we continue playing this game and you just see me revisiting levels that I've already cleared just to complete challenges and get more stars so I can actually beat the game. Or if we switch to something else now and I just pick this up another time and after having collected the stars off camera on my own time so we can get right to the stuff that actually matters there. Assassin's Creed sweep. We shall see here. How's it going, Paul Souls? Thought I said Kirby Star Allies. God, that game sucked. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that one. I was looking forward to that game, but then I didn't like it. I would have started one, but I have no idea how, to be honest. Add a random extra game to it? I thought about it, but I don't know what I'd add. My vote's for Waka Waka? What's Waka Waka there? But yeah. I wish I could see who voted. Yeah, just check that out. If you have access to like a stream manager or a dashboard or something like that, there's probably a poll button. Or maybe it's something that's unique to the broadcaster and not the mods. I don't know. I could always look into it at some point out of curiosity, like can mods start polls? Because that wouldn't be abused at all. That would certainly not be the case. Let's see what we end up doing. Maybe we'll even just end up continuing with this game. We'll see. And then it's committed. We finish it off, but like, man, what the heck? Sounds like Pac-Man. Ah, yes, we should switch to Pac-Man. I should have put on a fifth option of like some random thing that I've played on the channel before, but I haven't picked up in so long to do like post-game of it, like Pokemon Conquest or something. Imagine. But yeah, I don't know how to do polls, but I can't start a prediction. Okay. If you find it in-game, you'd understand. What, is it in Metal Gear or something there? Does anyone want to do some gambling? Guzmo suggested a poll. Technically, all of us can create polls. Yeah, you could redeem points there. Oh, it looks like Bloodborne is what's getting it. Here, let's have a look at the poll. Let's view results. There wasn't a single vote for this game. Alright, it looks like people want to see Bloodborne. The people have spoken. Look at this. Alright, this will turn off my camera, right? So, it looks like Bloodborne got 4 votes. 1 person wanted to see Metal Gear Solid Triangle. 1 person wanted to see Assassin's Creed Valhalla, presumably False Souls. Nobody wanted to see more Kirby Star-Crossed Worlds. Well, I keep on saying it like it's plural when it's not. Well, the people have spoken. We're playing Bloodborne. But yeah, it's Foggy Waka Waka. That's the only hint I'll give you. So I can find that somewhere in the fog. We should redo the poll. You forgot the undisclosed 5th option. What would the undisclosed 5th option be? You could not force me to vote for AC. Well, there's some hooligan here that voted for AC. I don't know who voted that. Let's turn this into a poll now, where we try to rat out who voted for AC Valhalla, like we're playing a game of Secret Hitler, or something. What we should do. Roller Coaster Tycoon? But why, though? I was originally gonna pick Metal Gear, but I want to see you suffer in a Souls game. Like, if I did put an undisclosed 5th option, what the heck would it be there? Like, I guess there's Roller Coaster Tycoon, but I don't know if I want to be playing that tonight. But yeah, Helldivers, man, it will be relevant with the recent update. That's true. But I don't know if tonight's a Helldivers night or if I just want to commit to, like, one of the ongoing thingamajigs here. Which is why I'm also hesitant about undisclosed 5th option. What the heck is even in my Steam library? Planet Coaster 2 to check in to see if it's still shit. Yeah, I could always do that. I had a video recommended to me on YouTube earlier today that was a Planet Coaster update. It was like update 7, and I clicked on it out of curiosity while I was eating a bacon and tomato sandwich. And it was like, now you can rotate grid-based buildings, and now paths will like conform to the terrain that you put it down on. Tune in to see what updates we put out next. Or something like that. It was basically like that. 30 minutes of Placid Plastic Duck Simulator. But why, though? But yeah, play the game you think you'd have more fun with. I'm probably just gonna end up doing Bloodborne or something here. Maybe next time we do a vote, we can do an undisclosed 5th option here. Wish I had had Helldivers. That recently got ported to Xbox and the Halo ODST? I don't know what ODST is there. But let's go ahead and close this. I think everyone would agree with me that Plastic Duck Simulator is the best option. I've done a full playthrough of Untitled Goose Game. I don't know if there's anything else to really do. Do you think if I redid the poll that there would be enough people voting for Plastic Duck Simulator? Do you really think? If I do new poll. Maybe I shouldn't have closed this. I could have still kept some music. Tell you what, I'll give it a chance. What? I'm gonna have the poll be, what stupid game does the stupid streamer play? Here, I'm gonna keep it short. Kirby, Bloodborne, Metal Gear, Ass Creed Viking, or Ducks. I'm giving you only 1 minute this time. If anything but Ducks wins, I'll probably still just go Bloodborne or something. So maybe I shouldn't have had all the other options. But just to see, out of curiosity, for people that voted for different things, maybe I will just go for whatever wins. Just out of curiosity, are there those that would forsake their vote for Ducks, even if it's in other things there? And those that voted that wasn't Bloodborne, would they change their vote then to Bloodborne, or would they change their vote to Ducks? No, the return of Pepsi Man? I don't even have that on my computer anymore after the Great Reset. After my computer got, like, completely reset early this year, I believe it was. I probably don't even have it on my computer anymore. I'd have to set up the whole thing again. Curious, what is the duck game? Plastic Duck Simulator? You literally just sit around and watch floating plastic ducks. So I don't know what you expect me to play with that. You literally just sit around and do nothing. If it wins, I'll do half an hour of it and then Bloodborne. Tell you what. If I do late night chillin', I'm not gonna go late into the night doing nothing but, wow, it was friggin' even. There was 1 vote for Bloodborne, 1 vote for Metal Gear, and 1 vote for Ducks. I kept it short this time. There wasn't as many votes. All of them are 33%. If we do Duck Game tonight, I will gift you a new DLC. It is literally a tie there, is the thing. Between different things, it's tied. Does that mean that it's invalid? Tell you what, I'll be lenient here. New poll. What do? So tell you what, no matter what, I'll do Bloodborne tonight. But the question is, are we doing Duck first? Bloodborne, Duck. 1 minute. Bloodborne or Duck? No matter what, we'll do Bloodborne tonight. Tell ya what. Grab my PlayStation controller here. Switch over what thing is plugged into my capture card. Is what I'm gonna do here. 25-minute of duck. Just do ducks first. Now we'll see what happens with this poll. There's 30 more seconds here. We'll see what ends up happening. What we end up switching to here. Was it gonna be? I have audio? Yeah, I have audio. I might have to turn up my volume. Oh, now I'm hearing things. Yeah, it's just kind of quiet for Bloodborne. Vote isn't working for me. If you let me know which one you want to vote for, just manually, DS Shock Trooper, if you put it in the chat, I can count it. I'll just count it as a vote. Unless that's a lie and you did vote, now you get 2 votes. 3 vote for Duck. And then 1 vote for, Same, I had to restart? DS Shock Trooper saying Duck. Okay. Well, that means that no matter what, Duck would win anyway. Yeah, 3 votes for Duck, 1 for Bloodborne. DS Shock Trooper would bring it up to 4 for Duck. So even if Anima said just directly Bloodborne, that would still be 4-2. So, Duck, I guess. Well, you received a gift from Mythic. Well, guess I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Guess we'll do this shortly. Well, let's see here. I didn't even have Steam properly open since my computer restarted there. So, you received a gift. Duck, duck, duck. Plastic duck. Placid plastic duck simulator. Ducks, please. I guess I'll accept gift here. I better change my stream category. Placid plastic duck simulator. And then, I don't know. Just change the stream title to You Asked for This. And then, yeah, well, time to switch over, I guess, here.